Senate Bill 142, local, an act requiring feminine hygiene products in school restrooms. Having considered the same, report the same with the following amendment. And the recommendation the bill ought to pass with amendment. Representative Stephen Woodcock for the majority of the committee. The minority of the committee, having considered the same and being unable to agree with the majority, report with the following amendment. And recommendation the bill ought to pass with amendment. Representative Alicia Lekas for the minority of the committee. The question now before the House is on the majority amendment 1478, found in House Record 23 and located on page 37. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. No. The ayes have it, and the amendment is adopted. Oh. Okay. The question before the House is on the recommendation the bill ought to pass as amended. The chair recognizes the member from Sandown, Representative True, to speak against the recommendation. And he waves off, and I thank the member. The chair recognizes Representative Lekas from Hudson to speak. Oh, you fooled me.
I thought I'd see what it would look like from this side.
Well, that's a good idea.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, fellow legislators. I have to tell you, I dreamed this testimony in the middle of the night. I also, in my testimony in my dream, started by singing the sounds of silence. I will save you from that. But if you want, you can hear it in your mind. And why the sounds of silence? Because that's the sound of young ladies whose parents don't have enough money to buy menstrual products, and they actually stay home. They end up using old socks, newspapers, whatever. They don't feel comfortable with that, and they actually end up staying home. So the sounds of silence. I also thought, what can we do about this? Do you know there are 400 people in this room representing the entire state? And if 400 people care about this bill, and we use our leadership skills and go back to our districts and start a movement to get feminine hygiene products in our schools, we can do this just like they did in India. And we can get this done. And we don't need an unfunded mandate to do it. We can do it on our own time and effort and energy and get it into the schools. So that's what I thought. But I'm here to speak on this bill. And so the bill doesn't say that. The bill, as amended, says the school district shall make menstrual hygiene products available at no cost, and the school district shall bear the cost of supplying these menstrual hygiene products. And what school districts are most going to be impacted by this? The school districts who have the most poor. Those are also the school districts that have been coming to the education departments in the House and in the Senate and telling us that they have no money, and telling us that they've already closed schools. They've already eliminated AP classes. They've already eliminated foreign language classes. They have leaking roofs. They don't have money for academic programs, and we are going to mandate to them that they use money to buy feminine hygiene products for every single bathroom when they don't have money for academic programs. So my question to you is it better to form a movement, get people to voluntarily have charity drives for the supplies, have fundraisers for the money, speak to manufacturers to donate, or is it better to force school districts to pay for something that they can't afford? Thank you.
Will a member yield to a question?
Yes.
Representative Mangiaputi, you may inquire.
Where'd you go? There you are. It's like I saw you walk up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative, for taking my question. When I testified in the committee, I did say my husband and I had worked with a lot of NGOs to address this issue, and I also mentioned that there was a public-private partnership that the Indian government partnered with the Rotaries and the NGOs to provide the basic hygiene products for girls in the rural community. As leaders in our community, don't you think, as legislators, what we have is the ability to make this happen so that not a single young woman, which is a basic need to provide for them in the school. I'm all for voluntary
Will
thing.
the members suspend for a moment?
Sure.
We know you're getting close to a question mark here
Yes.
somewhere.
So would you believe that a public-private partnership would be a much better way to go than just doing voluntary, saying, do this in your district?
Actually, in this case, given that our schools are already so much out of money, no, I do not believe we should be telling them to spend money on this. However, I do believe that there are good leaders in this room and that we can get this movement started and that we can get it to happen voluntarily. Thank you.